revision comes back, it's perfect, nailed it in one. Now it's time to go out on submission. Obviously, I don't expect you to give away your trade secrets and the ways that you find the best editors. But at that point, do you have a list of people in mind that this is going to go to? And how involved do you want Kyle to be in the submission process? Is it let me do this for you and I'll tell you afterward how we did, or here's everyone I sent to, here's I hope you're not having a great day today because this will definitely ruin it. Here's the immediate update that I got, or do you hold it until a more reasonable time? How's all that work?
Well, for me, and this is true for all of my clients, I just have a conversation with them and ask them what they prefer, because different authors want different levels of involvement when it comes to this process. Some authors want to know every single detail. They want to know all the names of the editors, the houses, right? Yes, Kyle, you are one of them. Some of them are just, skittish about the whole thing, or they know that their anxiety would be just too difficult to manage, and so they want to take more of a backseat. And so we discussed it. I shared a list we talked about kind of what my strategy was. We agreed on the strategy. I shared a list of the preliminary editors I was thinking of submitting to. He had thoughts. We swapped. I think we discussed a few names. We kept one, took some out. I think we have that process even now. And then when it felt like this makes sense, I just sent it out, and we moved quickly from there. So updates were positive, thankfully. Soon.
And Kyle, she's doing exactly as you asked. She's sending you every last painful detail, every moment that it's received, and you're loving it. Or what's happening on your end?
I mean, at this point, I'm so used to rejection that it's like a mosquito bite. It like stings for a minute, and I'm like, well, I'm kind of over it. I mean, it also like having generalized low self-esteem really does help a lot in this process. Because when someone is like, I don't like your book, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, that's what I tell myself all the time. I really can't recommend having low self-esteem enough in like this sort of thing. Because like,
you know what, you sold me on this particular instance. I'm with you. I think that sounds amazing.
Or like, everyone, if you're keeping track, have low self-esteem and a deep well of spite. These are the two keys.
But I'm very successful at this point. Like, there's no doubt that I've also been quite successful. So you know what works? I'm 36 years old. I know myself. I've embraced my flaws. Yeah, like we definitely got some passes initially, which I also knew to expect. Like, it's just what happens. But then we also had one editor express interest pretty soon, I think. And then two more soon after that. And then I don't know what else I'm allowed to talk about. So Saba, you can go.
I mean, it went in auction. So we had an auction, and it's a very exciting thing when that happens, because you have many editors essentially court you. So we had lots of exciting calls. It was a very difficult decision at the end of the day, because it's always hard to break anyone's heart. And we went with the editor that felt right for the project, and the rest is history.
Oh, without getting into that stuff you can't reveal, you guys are talking back and forth through the whole auction. You're letting Kyle know what's happening, who's offering what.
Yeah.
And Kyle gets to make as much of it as, I mean, do you at this point say, hey, this is why you came to me, let Saba do this because I'm the expert? Or do you talk about it and come to the decision together?
We talk about it and come to this decision together, like every time, except so far I've taken her advice every time, I think, right? Because like because like, I want to know what's going on, and I want to be informed, and I want to be given options, but also I literally don't know what the right choice is. And I trust Saba not to make that choice for me, but to give me enough information to make the right choice, which just happens to be the one that she thinks I should make.
This is the ideal scenario, just so you know. And also, caveat, you are allowed to make the choice I'm not necessarily recommending, I think. And that happens often. And I'm fine with, I mean, my role is advisory, as I always say. I'm on your team, but you make the decisions. And it's always great when there is an agreement, obviously. But if there isn't, I mean, as long as I feel I have given you all the information I can give you, I feel good about doing my job. And my job is to give you that information, and your job is to make the decision. So
I think, at some point I will likely make a decision that is against your recommendations, because I'm an adult with agency. But so far it hasn't happened yet. And so far, I think we're doing pretty good.
Yeah, I like it. No pressure, but I like it.